Good morning, everybody. Happy Tuesday. Hope you folks had a good weekend. We finally got a little more sunshine here, right? And it's not quite as warm as it was, though, but I think we're getting up there. Maybe tomorrow. Be nice again, right? So we got a couple things today. Grab this one here. See if my shortcut key... Hey, look at that, the key worked. So we got Project 2 due this morning. Got 11 people. Okay. All right, I think I heard from like 2 people who had some troubles, for sure, but I had more before. And then the SQLite Lab, I only got 8 submissions on this one. Are you folks having trouble getting this up and running? I think I heard from one person. I haven't had a chance to look at their code yet. I was having trouble with it. How's that one? Are we running into trouble with that? Because that's going to be Project 3 will be using SQLite to store stuff in a database. So I want to definitely make sure that this stuff is up and running and working well for you. So we can talk about Project 2 today, and then we've got Project 3 coming up. Just a little bit, yeah, like you having trouble with it, or it's working for you, Shady? So we got Project 3 coming up. We'll start that one today. It won't be quite as large. A little bit of trouble. Okay. Well, maybe chat after and see what's going on. See if we can't get that up and running, because that one we definitely need to do this next project. So we got a little bit of time. We had to bump this Project 3 a little bit. This should be okay. So we'll start that one today. I'll make it a little smaller here. Ideally, you can get it done by 4 or 5. That way we can start the final project next week and have all of April to work on that. If you need a little more time on it, that's okay, but you definitely want to be focusing on the final project as we go. Okay, so we'll see what's up with that after, okay? Maybe we can hop on a screen share. Let me fire up IntelliJ. And I did install the Community Edition instead of the Education Edition, so I should be back on the same version you guys have and what's on the virtual desktops. So I don't think there was much different than we were actually using, so that should be okay. All right. So let's grab the project definition here. So we're going to build out a GUI for our Animal Craft game. Nope, that's the wrong spot. And then add a save and load. So I know I heard from a couple of you about saving and loading, and we looked at this serializable interface. Remember we talked about that? We changed up some of our labs. I think it was lab 6. Excuse me. See if we can get this one to open here. Maybe it will. So we had talked about this serializable interface for saving things in a binary file. Serializable. So we did that. We made lab 6 serializable. We talked about we did this coffee class here. We were able to implement the serializable class. Did we do a save button when we did this example too? That's right, when we saved our coffee. Yeah, we did that when we saved our coffee, right? Serializable. So we were able to just save out that coffee file here, right? And load that coffee file here in our example. So if we take the project, right, when we looked at project 1, everything, where did it go here? Project 1. All the classes essentially started with player, because player had an island and player had tools. So if we looked at the island class, right, the island had all the spaces, all the different possible spaces here. So all the spaces then, if they implement serializable, we'd be able to save them. And if tools implement serializable, we'd be able to save them. So all we need to do is save the player as a binary file and then reload player. So we'll go and start up a new Javafx project here. And then we'll copy in all of our classes here. So we're going to do it with Maven. I think is what we ended up doing. Yep. With no, I'm sorry. We wanted the JavaFX type. That's what it is here. Yep, with Maven. There we go. We'll pick its location. Don't want that ID of projects. We want go find my GitHub directory. Eric GitHub. Documents GitHub. There we go. Documents. GitHub 2151 for winter. And then from there, we're going to put it inside of a folder. This will be project 2. And everything can go inside of that. Don't need any of those things. And I'm going to keep this other window open, actually, because I want to look at some of the stuff here to copy paste it all. And then I'm just going to go grab all those classes here. We'll just kind of copy paste them in and see if we can do it that way. I think that'll work out relatively well for us. So we need documents in GitHub again. Ooh, excuse me, I've not had enough coffee. It was a rough night. I got one of my daughters is sick again. And what else to get? Yep, that's fine. So let me grab this down here. Oops, where'd the window go? There it is. 2151 for winter. And project 1. Okay. Almost there. And then source. And project 1. All right, here's all these ones here. I'm just going to copy all of those ones over, and then we're going to go put them in project 2 directory. So here's project 2. Here's source. You know, I can even put them in a project 1 folder here. Let's make a new folder. We'll call it project 1. And we'll drop them all inside of here. So that way all their package names are going to be the same. We'll drop them all in. I think. There we go. Okay, cool. So we should see in here now we've got source and project 1. You can grab all the anything. Oh no, I need to put it inside the Java folder. How did that happen? Let's see. Source main Java? Why is it confused? All right, I don't know. Let me make a new folder here then. A new package. We'll try it here. Project 1. Drag all of them in there. Okay, and it'll do that update for us. Nice. Hector, my friend, thank you so much for donating those bits and supporting the Student Scholarship Fund over at the University of Michigan Dearborn College of Engineering and Computer Science. You, sir, are a legend. Let's see, do those move? All right, they moved. Sweet. I can delete that other folder. I didn't put the folder in the right spot, but I think it worked out. All right, so we got them all here in this Project 1 package. Cool. And then we've got our hello controller and the hello application, right? So the controller here is going to be what is going to go and actually make all the magic happen, right? and we wanted our initialize. Where did we get that one here? And our controller. So make sure I got the method named right. Yep, let's add all those. There we go. So here's the initialize. See if this won't wake up here. Well, it's thinking real hard about it. I was going to try to add all those Fxml stuff. Did we get it? See if it'll build. It's trying real hard. We should have our Fxml file over here. Let's see. Just needed to wake up a little bit. Well, it doesn't recognize it here. Oh, that's right. Hello controller. Is that not? Needs to implement initializable. There we go. All right. Now it should override it. Okay, cool. So now I think we're up and running. So you can use this initialize essentially as our constructor here. All right, so then if we want to import from project one, let's say import project one, probably everything. We just want .star. You should be able to get all the project one stuff here if it's in a different package name. Right? We could just dump it all in this package here too if we wanted to. It's not going to be too big of a deal here, but that'll be okay. All right, so then we need a player, right? Player here. That's our player, and then in the initialize, we'll say player equals a new player. Right, and then we need our hello view. Oh, come on, give me scene builder. Open in scene builder. There we go. Oh, it doesn't know where it is. Okay, we'll go tell it where scene builder is. That should be in open dev, scene builder, scene builder.exe. Now that one should open up in scene builder. In scene builder. And then there was a plugin you could get to the update controller like NetBeans had, which I think was kind of helpful here. So I'm actually going to take out the VBox here. I don't want any of that. I only want a big anchor pane to start with. And then this anchor pane we can start adding our stuff to here. Right, so for now, let's just put in like a label. Right, and then what do we want to call this one? This will be, give it a, this is, well, I'll have the description label. Okay, so we'll have a description label, we'll have that one in there. So to do that now, I need to go and view the controller skeleton. Right, this is what we're doing by hand here, which is a little bit annoying in the controller. We don't have the welcome text, we don't have the on hello click button. We do have the label description. So if you don't want to have to do all that by hand, you can go to File and Settings and Plugins. And I haven't checked to see if this would work on the virtual machine. So if you're using the virtual machine, let me know. If I guess I can actually go try it out too. If you look for Javafx in here, there is the Javafx, is it the helper? No, Fxml helper. Here we go, Java Fxml. That's right. It is, if you look for Fxml, the Fxml Manager is the one we want here. It says it gives you an update controller from Fxml file. So that's the plugin we want. Okay, so we can right-click the Fxml file and say Update Controller. That's the goal. So now if we take a look at the Fxml file, we should get an option to update the controller. Update Fxml controller. Cool. So there's the plugin we need to add it. So we've got that one. So then if we want to grab in some buttons here, right, well, we're going to have like an up and a down and a left and a right button. Oops. Wrong. There we go. Button. I keep clicking the wrong thing. And a button. I need more coffee, friends. So this will be, this is the up button. On action will be a button click or something. And then this should be the up button. Up. And this will be right. Give it a name and a property. It's the right button. On action is right button click. Then we need a down button for a down button click. And this one should say down. And this one will say left. How did that part go for you, making the UI for the project? This is the left button. So a lot of like mapping stuff. Left button click, saying, hey, this is what the button is, and this is what happens when I click it. And I'm just going to line these up here again a little bit, try and make them a little bit nicer looking. There, that's maybe a little bit nicer there. I'm going to give that a save, and then we'll give this little plugin a test here, see if I can update the controller. Uh-oh. Missing definition of controller. Oh, goodness. Okay, so the whole thing is missing its controller. Did I do that when I got rid of the pane? I probably did, didn't I? There's nothing on here. Okay, that's fine. We can go add that in. So in the Fxml itself, we open this one, missing the controller up here. So the anchor pane needs to specify the controller. So if we look at this one here, the hello Fxml, right, the anchor pane itself said, hey, this is my controller. Where is that one in here? Should have a spot for it. Rotation, swipe, zoom. Where is it here? I thought we could set it in here. I'm not seeing it now. That's really weird. That's fine. Ah, right here. There's a controller option. There we go. Controller class. There we go. That's the one we want. I don't want to have to type all this by hand because that's really annoying here. It's just hidden down here. There we go. So now it should update here. Now we have a controller specified here. Right? The FX controller is this hello controller there. Now we should be able to update the update controller with the Fxml. We take a look at our controller. Now we have all the new stuff got added, just like we were getting in NetBeans. Right? Oh, but it doesn't know what these import are. Let's add some imports here. So Fxml scene control label, control button, same with action events, go import those. All right, so now, okay, so now we're in a little better shape here. Cool. So we got player, creating a new player. Right, player on his island, have a current row and column, have his tools list. And then we have these can go up, can go down, right? Can go left, can go right sort of things here. So we need in our controller a way to update our buttons here, right? So probably just a regular button or a regular method here will go and update the buttons here. So we need a public void enable direction buttons or something like that we're going to call. And we're going to say, hey, if the player dot can go up, player dot, I just had it. That's right. Oh, those are trying to move those ways. Bummer. I thought we had a can go. Those are just move left. Okay. So you don't want them to actually move. That's a bummer. That's okay. What do we want to do instead? So I wanted to turn those buttons off. The idea was that we were going to enable to disable whether or not we can go there. So maybe we just need to update player a little bit. We can update player a little bit. And we'll add some let's see. So this is already pretty much there. You know, let me change these ones here to can go up, can go down, can go left, and can go right. Because we had no way to display this before. Right? What's the problem? That's fine. We don't need actually the project1.java. Okay. So that one's fine. We don't care if that one's messed up because we don't need this with the main here. Right, so we'll delete that one. All right, and then we're not actually going to change any of those. We're going to add more go right methods that just change the current column. So I guess we can even say if can go right, then we'll go right, essentially. Does that part make sense? So we just want to, and then this now, if it's just a true or false here, we can just return this. Right, save ourselves a little more typing as well. So public void go left, if can go left, take our current column minus minus, and then we can just return this one. Because it's already a true or false, right? Nothing else needs to happen here. And then public void go down. We're going to if can go down, take our current row plus plus, take that one out of there. We'll just return this line here. And then I go up. Okay, almost there. Public void go up. If can go up. Current row minus minus. This one can just return. Okay, we're almost there. All right, so now we should be able to, if player.can go up, we can say our up button set disabled. Now, set disabled, you have to tell it disabled true or disabled false. So this one actually gets a little funny here because we've got two options here. I can say, okay, set disabled is false here, and then else layout button dot set disabled to true, right? Or what we could do is instead I could say, hey, up button set disabled to a value of player.can go up. So if they can go up as true, I want it enabled, disabled false. So it's like a negative here. We're going to say if they can't go up, right? Whatever the can't go up is, set the up button to that, right? And then we'll do the same with the right button. Set disabled to the not player.can go right. Right, because if they can go right, that's true. We want false, so that disabled is false. Right? Just a little bit funny here, but it ought to work. So the down button, just saving us a little bit of time here. Set disabled to not player.can go down. And the left button, set disabled to not player.can go left. So that ought to fix up those buttons here then. And then if the up button's clicked, we're going to say player.go up. If the right button's clicked, we'll say player.go right. And if the down button's clicked, we'll have player.go down. And if the left button's clicked, player.go left. And then that's just the buttons here. You know, let's just call this one update here. Update. How about update display? Because we're going to update everything here. Display. Right, so after they move, then, right, we need to update the display. So we'll go left, we'll update the display. If they go right or down, we'll update the display. We'll go right, we'll update the display. Update the display. All that good stuff. And then the other thing we're going to do is we're going to take our description label. We're going to set the text. Hey, thanks so much for following along, my friend. To the player.getCurrentSpace.getDescription. Get the space that they're on, get the description of it. That's the current space that they're on. If we wanted to, we could also show the X and Y, or the row and column somewhere. This is probably okay for right now. Here. Okay, so just want to see if we can kind of move around this one a little bit here. Oh, what does it not like about player? Semicolon. There we go. Give that a little format. Okay. And then we're going to need a place to list their tools in a little while too. Hey, Fxml is for our Java Fxml stuff. So we're mapping from our Fxml files over to our controller. So it's stuff that is designed or described in the Fxml file itself. Why didn't add that stuff in for the buttons, like to turn them on and off? Did you have a different way of doing it? Let's see. So we probably also want a label here, and we can have, I don't know, like this will be our tools list. This is the tools label. It probably doesn't need any text here. Okay, and then we'll go update that one. So we'll update our controller again. And then in the controller, when we're updating our display, we can say our tools list, tools label.setText. Now this one's a little trickier here because we're going to need the tools here. So I'm going to say string tools or tool list. Right, we're going to start off as empty, and then we'll say for tool in player.getTools. We'll take our tool list, and then we'll just add to it, how about the tool plus a new line character. It's a little bit funny here to kind of map this out, or maybe we'll say tools and a new line. Then we can just start adding all of those tools to it for whatever tools we have. If we have none, then there's nothing here. If we have some, right, to loop through, we'll add them to the tools list. Right? Why is it still not like player? Where's the red? What am I missing? Got too many semicolons? Oh, that one. That one's missing the semicolon. And that one's missing the semicolon. Okay. Missing another one over here? Yep, and one more over there. I just can't see those red lines, apparently. All right, so now player's happy. Our controller will update our tools list. We'll have the description of the space that we're on. Right? Then we need some more buttons. Right? We had dig, chop, and build. So let's go find some more buttons here. Dig, chop, and build. And I think there was one about picking up a tool, right? Wasn't there one for like pick up a tool? So let's see if we can do that. Maybe we'll do 4 buttons there then. So we'll have pick up tool. And then this will be the pick up tool button. Tool button. And then on click is pick up tool button clicked. Sometimes the names and the actions are a little funny here, but I think that's nice and descriptive. This is our dig button, the dig button clicked. And we should have it be named dig. Oh, that's not in alphabetical order, but that's okay. That's all right. We'll survive. Dig, chop. It's in a length of word order here. There we go. This is the chop button. And then this is the chop button clicked. Action. Right, and then build. Right, 3-letter word, 4-letter word, 5-letter word. This is the build button, the build button clicked event, and we'll call this one build. Okay, so we have all those buttons here then. And let's go save that, make sure it's saved, go update our controller. Okay, and then let's see, what do we have for player? Player had can dig in current space, right? Can chop in current space, and can build in current space. And then we had a, let's say I have a player. Didn't we have a way to pick up a tool? Not seeing that right now. How do we pick up tools? If we have the tool or not, we can add a tool. Okay, so that's a separate, we have to get their space to see if there's a tool there, right? So space then has a get tool and take tool method. So if there's a tool returned by the space, then we can enable that, get tool. Okay, that one's a little bit trickier, but we'll make it work here. So let's do the easy ones then, right? So we're updating all of our buttons here then. We're going to say the dig button, set it disabled to not player.canDig here. And my chop button, set disabled, again to not the player.canChop here. And the build button, set disabled to the not player.canBuild here. Okay, now again that the tools one was a little bit trickier, so our tool pickup tool button, set disabled, is going to be, let's see, we want the player.getCurrentSpace .getTool does not equal null. And we want, if it, we should say actually if it is null, if it is null here, let's just do that because that's easy. If it is null, we want the set disabled to be true. If it's not null, we want set disabled to be false. Right, so we can say, okay, if it's null, if there is no tool there, set disabled. We'll disable that button. Okay? And then if we chop, right, then we call player.chop, chop in current space, and then we need to go update our display. Right, so we're like always updating the display every time. Here, build, player.build in space, and update the display, and dig, player.dig in current space, update the display, pickup tool button here. So this is now player.add tool given the player.current space, get current space, .get tool. Right, get the current space, we'll get the tool, oh, I'm sorry, we want take tool. No, take tool. Taking the tool. And we'll add that to their tools list, and then we'll update the display. Right, taking the tool will return that tool, and then we'll set their tool to null here, which is nice. Right, that's what we wanted here. I don't like those on one lines. I guess maybe some people do. That's weird. All right. How's that feeling? So we should be able to move around, we should be able to get the tools, we should be able to interact with their spaces. I think that's it. That might be it here. Should we try it and see? What's that here? Is that, okay, that's going to link me right to the Fxml. Awesome. Awesome, awesome, awesome. So let's try it. Let's see if it'll run. Oops. We have no run option. Oh, that's right. We don't even have... Hello application should run. This is the one that should run. You run hello application? Maybe? There we go. Okay, so it's figuring it out now. I just needed to know which one to run. I think I got confused. Whew. Just thinking hard about it. Let's see. Let's see. We get hello. Uh-oh. Oh, yeah, it's supposed to load the scene. Hello. It didn't load anything. Hello. We can change the title too. This is Project 2. Scene. I think the scene size was wrong. That's not what we did last time, was it? Hello application. Yeah, we just called load here. We don't need to set the size. So, okay, it was just too small. I think it was just too small here. Just load it here, because we changed it from the view to the whole anchor pane. That's why. I think that's why. Let's try it. It should be a little larger than that. Hey, all right, cool. So there's no description though. Are spaces empty? Do we not have any descriptions? It should say an empty space. We're not getting that updated there. Let's see. What is our update? Oh, we never updated the description, did we? Nope. So our... Oh no, it did. Player get current space, get description. We're supposed to update our description label. Right? Where's our description label? Don't see it. And all of our up, down, left, rights are moving too. Okay, so now it moved a little bit. Down, down, down. We can pick up a tool. Oh no, that's the wrong. We need tool get name here. Okay, so we're getting close. So notice it says, hey, this is a project 1 tool at memory location. That's not a very good toString here. So we need in our controller, this tools list, tool dot get name. We get the name of the tool here. Why didn't it do this in the very first one? Oh, because we never called it. So after we initialize, we need to update display. There we go. That's why. So now we can update the display. We should get all of our descriptions there. And then we also need to get save and load, right? We're almost there. Save and load. Also going to add option of save or load to start a game. I gave a terrible description here, I'm sorry. That's a weird way to say that. Buttons, list of tools, buttons, space description. All right, so then we need the save and load. Let's just make sure this one works first, right? Let's go run it. Make sure it looks nice. Update all our buttons so we can pick some tools up, chop some spaces. Is it open? There it goes. All right, there we go. Nice flat place to build a fort. An empty space. An empty space. There, pick up a tool. All right, now we have an axe. Big pile of dirt. Empty space. Pick up a tool. We have a shovel. Pick up a tool. We have another shovel. We can dig because we have a shovel. That's a big hole. Now we can still dig, but it's not changing anything, right? Chop. We have an axe. There's a tree stump. Pick up the tool. All right, we have 2 axes now. Dig. You're not there. Okay, now we got the hammer. Think. There we go. Build. All right, we built a fort in this base. So again, maybe we could turn those off after we've actually built on it here, but we've got almost all of it going now. And now we just need save and load, right? Okay, so then to save, let's go essentially go rip this off of here, our hello controller. We wanted a save button and a load button, right? So save, this is my load button. Right, so let's add 2 buttons here. Let's go open that up in Scene Builder. We'll add a save and load. Ooh. I should have left Scene Builder open, sorry. There we go. All right, so we'll add more buttons. Maybe we'll put those ones over here or something. Save and load. This one will say save. This one will say load. And then this will be the load button. This is load button clicked. And this is save button and save button clicked. Okay, awesome. So let's go make sure it's saved, go update our controller, update controller, and then we're going to go rip off this one here with our load button. Now let's do the save button first, right? So on our save button clicked, save.bin, we're going to write player here. And on load, we're going to do the load action here. Rip off this one here on load. Oops, over here. Our load button. Now this one we don't want coffee. We want this to be player, right? Player is a player here. And then this was update display. And close the file. Right, just save.bin, sure. Now, what we haven't done yet is implemented serializable. Right, we need serializable everywhere so that we can actually save this stuff here. So we'll say player implements serializable. Implements serializable. And I'll say, what is serializable? I'll say, yeah, let's go. Oops, I spelled it wrong. Serializable. There it is. So implement serializable. And we just need to add that to all of our classes. Hey, what does it not like about player now? What did I do wrong? Okay, does it know now? Maybe it knows now. So island is serializable, space is serializable. So diggable space, I think it also needs serializable explicitly. Serializable. I think we want it serializable. There we go. Serializable. I think we want to do that explicitly here rather than rely on those parent classes. So we'll add those ones in for the subclasses here too. Oh, serializable. There we go. And one more. So remember, you can implement as many interfaces as you want here, which is pretty cool. All right, so now we should have save and load. Let's give it a try. So it's automatically going to start us off with a new game, but then we can go load our game if we want, or save our game. So the only thing that's going to happen that's bad that we didn't really deal with here is if it tries to load and it can't. Probably want something better than what's happening here. So like if it can't do this, it can't read the object and something crashes, we need something else to have happen, right? So that's not necessarily ideal here. So why don't we say player, old player is the current player here, and if we catch some sort of exception here, right, maybe we should set the player back, right? What do you think? And probably even give them a message too, but this is probably okay for now. So if we're getting some sort of IO exception here, we'll say player equals the old player. Right, just in case, right? Let's try it. So if I just try and load, right, it's going to crash here. Save.bin can't find the file specified. So the user didn't see that error anywhere, but we don't want it to crash anything that's happening here. Okay, I guess it was probably okay. So let's pick up a tool here. Pick up a tool here. Pick up a tool. We'll take a couple. All right, now we're going to save our game. And let's pick up a tool. Well, we got all the shovels. We got all the axes. Nope, I want a different tool. There we go. Now we got our hammer. Okay. So now if I load my game, I'm back to where I was before. Right? And we start picking up all these tools here. And this one should be the shovel, or the hammer. There we go. Yep. And now we can save our game there on top. Right? We can go load the game. We're right where we left off here. We can dig around a little bit, pick up another tool, can load the game and back to where I was. Right? So I guess this one was fine because it was crashing before he even got there anyway. So that's cool. Right? Questions, thoughts, concerns? Again, just a lot of mapping stuff here. Oh, I never set enabled or disabled, but that should be fine here. No big deal. Okay, just kind of mapping that over to our game. Let me go commit that one to GitHub. I mean, there's lots of different ways to do the setup there, Shady. There's not, I mean, if it's working, it's not necessarily wrong, but you might have done more work than you needed to, perhaps. Right? Ideally, all this does is essentially take the buttons and make the classes do things. Right? That's the beauty with our object-oriented programming, is the class knows how to do everything. Right? It doesn't care if it's played in a graphical user interface game or a command line game. Right? Project 1 worked as a command line game. Project 2 works as a graphical user interface game, right? The class itself, I did change player a little bit, to add these can go up and down methods. We could have actually done our own logic for that as well with the same sort of island, get rows and get sizes and whatever, but I didn't feel too bad about changing that one just a little bit for it. So now like how I'm spelling things, diggable, yeah, that's fine, choppable. So we shouldn't have had to change much to make it work, right? We want to do the serializable for saving and loading, but all the logic should be in the classes, right? The Fxml stuff just says, okay, tell your class to do this, and then show me what happens, right? So a lot of happening in this update display, where we're setting our buttons and descriptions and labels and whatnot here. The rest of it happens in the class. Because again, we could take this and we could, because it's so amazing, we could turn it into a mobile game, right? The classes should pretty much still stay the same. We just import it into Android Studio and say, here's a bunch of classes we can play our game with. Or if we want to make a web application, we'll import it into JSP and make a little website that does all this stuff for us, right? We can navigate around our website and go to different spaces and whatnot here. So the class itself should stand alone. Why is that one still yellow? I don't know. Okay, whatever. It's fine. I'm sure it works. Or, I mean, it is working, so I don't know why it's yellow. All right, so we got to talk about the next project, Project 3. Again, I don't want Project 3 to be huge, because ideally we'll get it done in a week or so. But we're going to get more practice for JavaFX and databases here. This will be Project 3, JavaFX plus databases. So instead of using a binary file for storing stuff, we're going to store stuff in a database. So I'm going to say 2 weeks for this one, but ideally we're going to get it done in a week. I'm just going to make it 16 points. It should match Project 2. It's not going to be worth more or less here. Projects, because it'll be relatively small, not too big of a deal for this one here. Okay, and then we'll add a rubric in a little bit here. Need a project, text submission, get our classroom link. So we'll come back to threads on Thursday to talk a little bit about multi-threading on Thursday. But I want to get started on the project here. Yes, 2151, winter 2022, project 3. We'll pick our template. Java template. Feedback pull requests. All right, cool. Now we got our link. please submit the feedback pull request and a self-assessment using the rubric. Okay, so we're going to, this will be a quick little one here. So we're going to build a movie theater ticket management system. So we'll be able to have the tickets, right, for a given theater here. So we're going to create a table or create a database called theater. We'll add a table for, this is ticket. Include fields for seat number. So seat number will be the unique one here. We'll have the guest name and a confirmation code. Okay, so we'll include fields for user to enter their name and seat number. And if the seat is available, allow them to reserve it and generate a random confirmation code, let's say like 100,000 to 999,000 here. Not as many people? Oh no. I mean, sometimes people just prefer the async. They don't want to come and ask questions. We got a small crowd, but yeah, not as many. That random confirmation code here, like just some 6-digit code here, and we'll update the, or what, add to the database. Add or update. Add or update the row in the database, in them database. Okay, so if you want, we can add, say, okay, if the seat number's not taken, right, we can go do this. We can read all the rows that we have in that table and kind of load it up here as tickets. And we'll say that they can reserve the ticket or not, and then we'll include add a button for, what we're going to call, I don't know, report, that will show all tickets, guest names, and confirmation codes. Confirmation codes. So we only need to worry about, like, it says theater, we're just going to say it's one theater, right? There's just one movie showing. We don't need to have multiple movies or anything like that. That's something we can worry about later. We would have done if we had more time, but we're going to kind of cut this a little slimmer here. So just when we interact, store the tickets in the database, go and get all the tickets out of the database here. And then we need also, so this is inserting, it's updating, we need a way to delete a ticket here. So we'll add option for a user to return their ticket and delete their row from the database, or delete the row from the database. So this is just add the row. Return their ticket. So we don't need to worry about updates at this point. I think we'll be fine. So you can add or you can delete here. And then showing all the ticket codes here. So to see if the seat's available, you need to see if that seat number is already taken. Right? We need to essentially go get all the tickets from the database, look it up. If you're more familiar with SQL, you can do the SQL query that's a little bit easier. For our purposes, it won't be too bad. And I'll show you both once we do the solution in 2 weeks. But that's the plan here. Okay, so for a rubric, then, this is for project 3. Get rid of these annoying levels. Oops, no, I needed a level. Oh my goodness. That was wrong. Okay, so complete and missing. We'll go 4 points each here. So this is the Javafx GUI interface, has all the required buttons and fields. So 4 points for that. 4 points for being able to buy a ticket, return a ticket. This is really like add row, return a ticket is delete row, and then the report shows all tickets purchased. Okay, so 16 points. Hopefully pretty quick there. If you need any help with setting up the database, let me know. Right, seat number should be an integer, confirmation code's an integer, and then the guest name is just a string. So should be pretty quick to put those in. If you have any trouble, let me know. Happy to jump on. I know you weren't expected to have any SQL background already, so happy to help with any of those here. So the report shows all the tickets, deleting their ticket here, buying a ticket here, right, and then just having the GUI itself in the database. Okay. I think, yep, and we should be all set with those. All right, so I think that's all we've got to work on. So if you haven't gotten the SQLite stuff working, let me know, and we can go from there. I definitely we'll hop on a call. Okay, cool. We got a couple more in, just so those last probably like 2 or 3 minutes late. No big deal. So that's a better number. That's much happier number. So if you had trouble with SQLite, I'll take it late. Don't worry. I need to make sure that you can get the stuff up and running here. So we'll work on that over the next 2 days, and maybe by Thursday we can get those in. And both parts should hopefully be working for you by then, okay? All right, I think we'll call it a day, so you can finish up the SQLite stuff and get started on the next project, and we'll go from there, okay, folks? It's been fun. Let me commit all this stuff to GitHub. I think I did all. Did I already? Nope, I didn't yet. So this is project 2 here. Commit and push. All right, folks, you take care, and I'll see you around.